So what Real Capital is doing is it's basically taking what you have booked in your pipeline.
These are all tools that we're building to help agents succeed. And I think that really sets Real apart.
Welcome to Perspectives Unlocked. I am Leo, and today we are spotlighting a conversation that shows exactly what happens when innovation meets real agent experience. You will hear from Dominic Parikh, General Manager of Real Wallet, and Jordan Hosey, an Alabama agent whose business has exploded because she leaned fully into the tools we have built. This episode gives a real look at instant commissions, tax automation, rewards, and Real Wallet Capital, and how these tools unlock opportunities agents did not have before. It is honest, it is practical, and it shows how the right support can change an agent's entire trajectory. Ready? Here we go.
Hey, I'm Dominic Parikh, the General Manager of Real Wallet. And I'm thrilled to be joined here today by someone who I know is going to be an absolute legend in real history, our fabulous agent, Jordan Hosey from Alabama. Hi, Jordan. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah,
So excited to be here.
Doing great. I'm so excited. It's my first rise. It's been awesome to meet so many great people.
Same.
And just experience the energy that we have here at Real.
Oh my gosh, the energy is unmatched.
It's wonderful.
This place is popping, let me tell you. This is my first rise too. I joined last August, and I've just really just dug right in and just dived like deep into the real world and all the amazing things that we're doing, that we continue to do, and thanks to your leadership and your team and how much you guys are investing in us as agents. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Well, look, you and I have had a chance to get to know each other over the last couple of months, and it's been a real pleasure, talking to you about how you've been using Real Wallet, using the features that we have, the checking account, the cards, the capital products, rewards. And, I think we wanted to get together and just have a chance for everyone else to hear a bit more about how you've benefited from it, so that they can understand how it can benefit them as well.
Yeah. So let me kind of walk you back just so our audience kind of understands. So I come from a banking background. I started my world in finance. I did mortgages for close to a decade for one of the largest banks in the world. And when I saw Real Wallet roll out, I instantly started to get intrigued. I was like, okay, so how is this world working? So at first it was just like the Real debit card, which you get a business card.
You've got it right there. Love that.
Yes, I use it electronically, and it's on my Real Wallet, like in my Apple Wallet, which is fantastic. I have so much things that I've connected over time. So that was the first rollout, and then I started to see that you guys were like piloting and building things on from it, and then that's when we connected, when Real Capital came. But before Real Capital came, Real Wallet was essentially started so that agents had quicker access to their commissions.
Yes.
Which sometimes, we bank with a very, very small bank, and sometimes it would take 5 days for the funds to get ACH
5
to
days?
us. Yes.
Okay.
We have like 3 branches in the whole state. So we bank with a very, very small bank.
And you're just waiting on that money.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
And we chose to bank with a small bank because we're such a small business owner that they know us by name, that I can pick up the phone and say, hey, I need such and such wire to such and such. And it's done.
Yeah.
Where when we were banking with large banks, you had to go through all this red tape, and you have to physically go into the branch, which was a lot of times I'm on travel, or I need, a vendor paid or something taken care of, where I don't have time to drive all the way to Birmingham, Alabama to sign a document. So when that first started, I was like, okay, maybe this could be the intermediary where I could have it just land in an instant spot where I can have something available, and then the rest will be funneled to my checking account.
What you're saying is that when you get paid into that Real Wallet checking account,
it's instant.
It's instant, right?
It's literally
it doesn't
instant.
have to go through ACH.
Exactly.
It's all within the Real systems. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the way I looked at it at first. I was like, okay, this could patch the pain of sometimes, waiting those extra amount of days for it to hit my actual account.
Makes sense.
Before I'm able to pay vendors and take care of our financials. So that's how it first started. And then the Real Tax account came out, and I was like, this is brilliant.
Yeah.
Finally, us as agents, the more you can have things on auto.
So what is the tax account, right? Tell us about
out of every closing, you could have X amount set. So for us, we have like an 80-20 split. So we keep 80% into the big pot, and then 20% goes into the small pot. But it does it automatically, and you can change those percentages as your business flows. And so that's always been a pain point for me. At the end of the year, it's like, oh my gosh, you have to physically write a check
Right.
that is so large to the IRS, it makes you sick. But with real tax planning, that was the secondary rollout. And I was
the money's already there.
It's already done.
Yeah.
And then you always have access to it. So if you
Yeah.
ever needed it, you can move it into your like personal checking account or banking account, whatever. But it's just one less thing you have to think about. So that was the second integration.
I've actually had like an agent at Rise come up to me and say that it's the first time that they've been able to pay quarterly taxes and avoid all the issues.
Just
because the
and
money's
not think
there.
about it. Exactly.
Right,
It was brilliant. So hats off to you guys on your team. And then the third iteration that came out when I saw the awards points that came into play, and I was like, okay, what are those points going to be used for? And you guys had coming soon, and you and I talked offline of, well, these are eventually going to be points that agents could use towards paying their CAT fees or their transaction fees or their anything really, to where we can essentially become like a free agent, where we could be an agent with Real.
I gotta ask you, how many points do you have? Should we have a look?
Okay, wait, I have to look it up. And by the way, the app is it's fabulous. Everything that I have is through Reason, and it's all in one place, and it's just the most fabulous thing
These
ever.
are the points you're getting just for keeping money in those accounts, for swiping
and
your
using
card,
them.
just for what you're doing anyway.
I'm
right?
using it anyway. Yeah, like I have a lot of my auto things that I have to pay, like my Supra Access card, like, to open lock boxes and different like MLS dues and things like this that is automatic. It's always now linked to my card, which it wasn't in the past. Now it is. And I had like crap points with my credit card company. So I'm like, I'll just kind of play with this since it's already like in the world. So right now I have 218,000 points.
Wow.
And I've already unlocked bronze. I've already unlocked silver. I'm on my way to unlock gold. I'm 128,000 points from unlocking gold. So I'm really, really close.
Sounds like you're going to get there.
I'm going to get there.
What does that mean if you get to gold?
So gold will give me 2.5 points per dollar.
Nice.
Right?
It will get you $2.5 per 1,000 points.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But your points will be worth more.
My points will be worth more.
And then I can more every level you go up. Exactly. Yeah. Amazing.
And I can actually activate, like I just redeemed some points for my transaction fees.
Yeah.
So I actually paid for my transaction fees through my points.
It's kind of wild, right? Because like
wild.
One of the reasons that
is
Real
so
is growing so fast is because we're obviously so competitive for agents when it comes to our fees.
Brilliant.
But then on top of that, you're now paying even less because of the rewards points, right?
Yeah. So it's like if you use the same company that's paying you to pay your stuff through it, then we'll pay even more of what we're asking you to pay.
Exactly.
So it's like, what?
So it's just another
great
amazing
reason
to be at
thing.
Real. Exactly. Yeah. Amazing.
And that's not even, we haven't gotten to capital yet. So we haven't gotten capital.
Yes.
So then
I know you're
capital
excited
rolled
about
out
capital.
and I was like, what in the world? So, us as agents, we have a very toxic business cycle. It's either feast or famine as realtors. And most of us know that. And we're treated like, we're just some, substandard business owner. We're probably one of the most high stressed, high volatile entrepreneurs. And when Real Wallet incorporated Real Capital, so let me just preface this. This is not a cash advance. It is not a commission advance per se. So what Real Capital is doing is it's basically taking what you have booked in your pipeline. So I do a lot of new construction.
Yeah.
I do a ton of new construction, and I don't even have them all in Reason. I need to, but they're not all in Reason just right yet.
Yeah.
So some of my contracts may not close until 8, 10, 12 months from now. Okay, so those are landed. They're, security deposits are paid. They're non-refundable. Most of those clients, they're paying for upgrades and $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 non-refundable monies into the deal. The deals are going to close.
Yeah.
I mean, I think our closing ratio is 98.7 right now, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So pretty much every deal we book is going to close.
Yeah.
So what Real Capital is doing is saying, okay, Jordan, you have booked $100,000 in GCI and you have, up until the next 10 months out in deals booked, which a lot of us are experiencing.
Right.
Well, let's say like December is just dead. January is dead, which historically it is. Most people don't move in those months.
Exactly.
So what Real Capital is doing is it's taking a percentage of that ratio and then they're fronting it to you, say, here's your capital. We can let you borrow against your future pipeline. I love that it's not attached to a specific transaction.
Yeah.
And I love that it's not attached to like a specific deal or
Exactly.
It's just attached to the bigger
and
picture.
that makes it, and that's different to a commission advance, right?
Correct.
Where if that deal falls through, you have to make up the difference.
And
but
then it's very very expensive.
Absolutely, yeah.
To go this route.
And
so
this is more of a credit line that's designed for you, that's
Correct.
really based on your business, but it's based on how you're really performing. And
Right.
if you went to a bank, they wouldn't be able to look at that information. They wouldn't understand that about your business, right? But
Right.
with Real, it's all in reason, so it can all come together.
You can see what we're doing more than you know how much we're making more than anybody else. I would say probably above our accountants, our tax planners, our bankers. You're going to know exactly what we're making because you're the ones that is actually issuing us the income. And I love that you guys are able to do that because my GCI may say, $100,000, but my tax returns may say negative 40,000. Well, the banks are always going to go off of those tax returns. No one's really ever going off of the GCI. And I always felt that that's unfair because we as business owners, especially 1099 employees, the W-2 employee is like, okay, you make 100,000, you can have up to 45% of that in debt, but they are not, their car expenses or payments or write-offs or whatever, they're not writing those off, but they're still spending it on those things where it's counted against us because we're declaring that we're spending on those things. And a lot of people don't understand and differentiate the difference, but there's a huge difference in how you calculate that.
This is the thing. The banks do a great job or do a good job of serving W-2 employees, of serving large businesses, but they really struggle when it comes to entrepreneurs and small business owners because they don't want to get their hands dirty and they don't want to look beneath the surface and they don't always have access to the information anyway that they would need to do that. So, they're not building for real estate agents.
No.
Whereas
or
Real,
business owners in general,
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. So we the products that we're building are specifically focused on the needs
real estate agents
of the agent community, right?
Which is
and
incredible.
The bank's not doing that. Yeah.
No one is doing that,
exactly,
Dominic. No one. I don't know.
Other brokerages certainly aren't.
No one in the world is doing this. You're the first brokerage that is taking that initiative to understand it, pilot it, bring people along, such as myself, beta test it, and figure out how does it work. And so when it first rolled out, it gave me a pretty considerable amount to borrow against capital. And at that very moment, I had 4 luxury listings I was trying to land, but I was in the interim of what I call the messy middle. So what my business does, we consider ourselves concierge agents. And what that means is I charge a premium commission, typically 2 to 3% above what everyone else does. So I can charge 4.5% to 5% one side on a listing with the exchange of I'm going to do some work to your listing. Like I may repaint the whole house. I may re-landscape it. I've poured new driveways. I've partially finished basements. I've replaced countertops. I've staged an entire home top to bottom. I've stained their decks. I've replaced fences. So there's things that I know I can do. It's costly.
It needs cash, right?
But it needs cash. It needs capital. So I had 4 at that very moment where I told them you're going to have to be a December deal because I have 6 deals closing in November that are concierge listings that cycle back.
So you basically had like a kind of a waiting list of listings that you
always have a waiting list. Incredible. I've always had a waiting list. I've had a waiting list for 3 years. Amazing. And they understand that. And
so how did capital change the picture then?
I instantly landed those deals.
That's
and
amazing.
I am now on par this month to have the highest closed sales in my career. I'm supposed to close $12 million this month.
That is so incredible.
Just to put this in context, most agents pray for $3 million a year.
Right.
So for us,
congratulations.
Thank you.
So great to hear.
Thank you. Well, and it wasn't possible if I didn't have. And I've always joked around and said, I just wished I had a capital partner.
Yeah.
I've always said that, even to my husband, because the banks don't get it.
Right.
They're like, we're not lending. I mean, you don't own the house. What happens if it doesn't close? I'm like, it's not going to close. I'm going to make sure it closes. Like, you don't understand. I'm not going to just, I know what I'm doing. I've pre-audited these deals. I know what this market is. I know what these sellers are looking for, what these buyers are looking for. This is the market I've been in for,
and
20
you're getting
years.
the higher commission. So you've got the margin in there. That's part of the business model, right? It makes sense. Yeah.
And I've proved it time and time again. Like this one deal, it was a $1.25 million home. And they had $500,000 in equity. Yeah. So here's the wild part. The sellers have the money in equity.
Yeah.
But they don't have the money in cash.
Got it.
So if I tell them I need you to invest $20,000 into your home and I could make you an extra $100,000, they're like, I'd rather take $100,000 less. I don't have the extra $20,000.
Because they haven't got a choice, yeah.
So I'm like, what? Well, I will spend it, but I'm going to charge you extra. They're like, go right ahead.
It's like missing. It feels like the missing piece of the jigsaw almost, right? Of like, how do you put it together? And this is the cash that unlocks the
next level
value,
of
right?
just,
and that's value for the sellers win, you win, the brokerage grows. It's a real win-win-win situation, right?
Yeah, well, it helped me land real luxury. I got on the real luxury last week.
Yeah.
And I got in just by the nick of time because I wanted to be a real luxury agent before I got here. And that capital helped me land those last 2 deals and close them before I got here and got my
I just think it's so cool to hear this story because I feel like, we're obviously working hard to build the tools and innovate for the things that are going to help agents. But I think that's only half of the story. Like, we can build the best tools in the world, but it's also about helping people understand how they can use those tools to be successful.
Absolutely.
And, you're someone who's really run with this and demonstrated the impact that it can have.
Yeah.
And so I just really hope more agents can be inspired by what they're hearing from you and what they're seeing to make the most of their potential as well.
Well, and think about how many agents have always wanted to do that next big thing. Like, what if you wanted to run maybe a billboard, or you wanted to run a huge campaign and farm a neighborhood? It's going to cost you $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 because you have to do it for a consistent amount of 12 months. And you always say, when I get this amount, then I'll go and invest into my business. Well, Real Capital can now unlock that. Yeah. And then, yes, we charge 12%, which I feel like is pretty generous. But if you are looking at it from a business entrepreneur standpoint, I'm not asking you to go and, borrow Real Capital and do something dumb with it, like invest it into your business.
Exactly.
And that's what it's meant to do. Yeah. It's meant to, like, how can we amp up your business and be able to help you, like, land those next listings or that next deals. That's what it did for me.
I think sometimes, for a lot of people, taking on debt can be scary, right? You think about, how am I going to repay this? And, you don't want to be in a situation where, you don't have a plan to repay the debt. And, also the brokerage doesn't want to be a situation where people don't have a plan to repay the debt. Sure. But the way that we've set it up with Real Wallet Capital is a bit different, right? Because it's not just that it's really easy to access the funds. It's also that the way you pay, the way you repay is tied to what you're earning. Yeah. Can you just tell us a bit more about how that works?
So it was really simple. I mean, it just takes 25% off of your commissions. So if you get back $10,000 in a commission, Real Wallet takes $2,500 of that. Yeah. And then you get the next, the remainder $7,500 minus whatever fees you have to pay at that time.
Sure.
Like in terms of like a transaction fee or what have you. So it's a very generous split and requirement, where I've seen a lot of times where they've asked for a 50-50 split. So I appreciate that it's 25% because it still doesn't impact your business enough.
It's not the majority of your income. It's a minority of it. And that money comes back and it goes back onto your credit line.
And it becomes available for you to borrow again.
Right? Subject to your overall credit limit, but that money becomes available again. Yeah. So it means that people always have a plan to repay.
To fall back
which
on.
Protects the agents and it protects the brokerage as well.
It's been wonderful. And I think what you guys are doing in terms of what you're investing and how you're investing into the modern real estate agent is something that no one else is paying attention to. And that's why we're light speed ahead. Yeah. And not just with Real, but with the AI powered tools and with Leo. Hey Leo was just rolled out here. And I was like, I want to cry. I'm so happy. Like it's just been such a game changer for us in our business. And I'm just so thankful that we're able to bring our team to Real. And we have 32 agents in our downline. We've been here a little over a year, and
you're just getting started.
And I'm barely really scratching the surface. That's why I said
you're going to be one day. You're going to be a legend in real history books. But
it's going to be
just
amazing.
Getting started. Yeah.
We're really excited about it, and I think that people have if you just take the time to understand it, it really is going to impact all of us and our businesses. And we have, from what I understand, 20 million available to our agents in the States. Only 2 million has been used. So we are really working towards trying to make
there's
a
lot of opportunity. Yeah.
So there's people so much opportunity.
They have access to it.
Yeah.
They can try it out.
Yeah.
It all works with Real Wallet. It's really simple.
Exactly.
One thing I want to say is that, I think sometimes people ask me, I've got a bank, right? Why are you working on these tools, right? And what I say is, well, look, actually, we're not a bank, right? And we're not just another brokerage.
You're a partner,
we're
really.
A partner, right? And I think the innovation that all of the innovation we're doing at Real, whether it's in Real Wallet, but also to your point in the brokerage and Hey Leo, which was announced today, which is incredibly exciting. These are all tools that we're building to help agents succeed. Yeah. And I think that's really what really sets Real apart, right?
Right.
From other companies in this industry.
100%. And that's what it's going to take for the modern agent to be able to adapt or die.
Yes.
And I've seen so many different agents with different agencies that are like, I'm not interested. I'm happy where I'm at. But in 5 years, those agents are going to become extinct.
Yeah.
And it's agents like us that are going to be able to land those next deals where we're going to be ones taking your listings because your client's watching us, not you.
Exactly.
Because we're the ones that are outpacing you or we're outperforming you, and we're paying attention to the next algorithm and the rhythm of what needs to happen as the modern agent. And that means maybe it is I have to stage every single listing, or maybe it is that I have to paint every single listing. And you're wondering like, well, I'm never going to have the capital she does. Actually, you could.
Yeah. Yeah,
you just have to do it. You just have to learn about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just have to come and be a part of us. And we have a seat for everybody.
Yeah.
We have built a table that has an unlimited amount of talent and seats that you can come be a part of. So,
well, I can't tell you how excited I am to continue to partner with you, Jordan, and with everyone here at Real to continue to power their success.
It's gonna be awesome.
We're in this together, like you said. I think the word partnership is a great word. So I really appreciate you taking the time today to have this conversation with me.
Same. So how can people find out more about Real Capital?
That is a great point. So it's really simple. If you're an agent in the US, you just have to go to your Reason app and click on the wallet tab, and you can open a Real Wallet business checking account in a few clicks. It takes a few minutes.
Like seconds.
Yeah,
it was so
really
easy.
Simple. It's
so
really
easy.
simple. It's all in there. You don't have to go on some other website. You do it all in one session. And then you get your card in the mail, and then you can access capital as well. So it all works together. It's seamless.
Tap
it's
pay.
Free. And
it's free.
Yeah. So, if someone's listening to this, what would you say to them?
Get on board. What are you doing? It's going to make it work. And, at the more of us that use it, the more that we're going to be able to innovate it and make it stronger and better. But if only 3 of us are using it, they're not going to put that much energy into it. So please get on there and use it.
Yeah. All right.
I say that with all love in my heart. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Jordan.
Thank you.
Jordan's story shows what is possible when an agent understands the tools available to them and chooses to build with intention. Dominic highlights why Real Wallet and Real Capital exist in the first place. They are not bank products. They are agent-first products built to solve real problems and create real momentum. The message is simple. These tools can accelerate your business, improve cash flow, and help you operate like a modern professional. They are here for every real agent who chooses to use them. I am Leo, and I will see you next time. Stay real.